Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to make a video that's like kind of a vlog, kind of a review, kind of an informational video. Basically I went to a pilot festival last week. I went to the Download Pilot, which was a 10,000 person festival. I just wanted to sort of talk about the experience. As I said, I filmed a little bit whilst I was there and basically talk through the process. Again, if something similar happens in between now and sort of us forgetting that coronavirus even happened. But yeah, so basically what the festival was a 10,000 person festival, which you had to apply for like tickets like you normally would. I literally felt like I was like 14 again trying to get My Chemical Romance tickets. I was literally like ready to go. It's one of those things that I thought, because the festival is usually 111,000 people, I believe. The last one was that capacity. So I was thinking like a tenth of the people. It was actually quite short notice as well. It's about 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before the actual festival were tickets available. So it's one of those things that I didn't know how easily I'd be able to get them, but actually it was really easy. Well, not really easy. I got tickets, and how they did it, which I thought was really interesting, because it was a study, you had to, basically you could only get one ticket at a time, but then you could send a link to a friend, which I thought was a really smart way of doing it, because you both needed to be able to consent to being part of the study. And there was a few little rules. They actually weren't that it wasn't like too restrictive, so it didn't matter like whether you'd had COVID before or anything like that. The only real one that stood out to me was being over the age of 16, which I am. So that was like the main thing that they sort of stipulated, is you had to be an adult basically, which was kind of cool, I guess, because, you know, like IDing and all that stuff was not an issue. But yeah, so I managed to get a ticket. I went with a friend, so got a ticket, fantastic. So I might as well show you everything that I filmed. So I filmed a little bit of the process before I went and what we had to do and stuff, and then also I filmed whilst I was there, so I want to share that with you now. Hello my dudes, welcome back to another video. COVID edition. So basically I'm going to Download, which, you know what's funny? I watched my festival packing video because I feel so out of touch. Anyway, I'll explain when I'm back everything that's going on, but first things first, I need to do a COVID test. I've not done one before. I've managed to get out of it. I don't quite know what to do. Guys have been scuppered. I'm at step 2. Post your completed test kit on the same day you take it and no later than 1 hour before last collection. So I guess I'm doing this tomorrow. I shall see you then. Could have done the lateral flow last night, couldn't I? Right, this is exciting, and by exciting I mean daunting. Okay, I've read the instructions. Let's see them again. Charlie, say hello. Hello. Okie dokie. Prepare your test kit. I've done that. I've gone ahead and done that. I'm gonna take my fucking septum ring out. That's not very metal, is it? Out of this. Oh my god. That's one done. That wasn't so bad. Oh, that one's not as fun. study, you had to agree to taking a big boy COVID test before you went and 5 days after, and then also do a lateral flow test on the day or the night before that you go, and prove that you sort of are COVID free. You did also have to scan in, like using your NHS app, or you could manually sign in, but once you were in, there was no restrictions, no masks, no nothing. Crowds were as normal. It was truly the real festival experience. The food was average and expensive. What was hilarious actually, so what I found really interesting, because it was a 10,000 person, i.e. a lot smaller, once you got through the gate, that was it. So typically with like a festival of download size, you would have like day tickets available, so there would be like an extra security check at the arena side of things, whereas this, once you were in, you were in. So what I'm saying is you could take your own drink from your tent to the stage, to the stages. So that was great because pints were £6. So I think everybody, like, what was hilarious is you never saw the queues that you would usually see at bars because everybody just took their own drink, which was great. And what I must say, like, obviously I knew it was going to be smaller, but it was so, like, equal parts strange that it was as small as it was, but also wild to be just stood next to, bustling up against people. There'd be times where people would like brush past me and I'd almost like flinch, but sort of by the end of the weekend I was pretty back to being like, oh yeah, people. What I will also say, the toilets, oh my god, I've never seen festival toilets so clean in all my life. Oh my god, they were phenomenal. So I hope that's something that's here to stay. Obviously 10 times less the amount of people are using them, but there were less. Like, as I said, the festivals itself was a lot smaller than usual festivals, but like once you were in there you weren't really thinking about being part of a study. Like, it was just kind of doing whatever, unless bands mentioned it. So also there were 40 bands that played. It was 2 stages and there was never any crossover, so if you wanted to watch all 40 bands you could just go from one stage to another. It really wasn't that far. One was under sort of like a tent, the other one was like an open stage. Just the whole thing was bizarre. As soon as I got there, sort of like set the tent up, everything, I was kind of almost like an autopilot, but it wasn't until I was like stood there by myself, like waiting for the first band for me to see to come on, I was a bit like emotional. I didn't cry, but I was just a bit like, oh my god, like I kind of forgot how much I love live music. Like, I love going to gigs, like I love going to festivals, and it wasn't until I was like actually there that I was like, oh my fucking god. And I think as well, a lot of people were just like happy to be there. I found with like Download, the 2 big festivals that I've been to are Download and Reading, and I always find Download's a little bit more friendly than Reading. Like, Reading's very much like, and also it's been taken over by BBC anyway, so anyway, I think everyone was just really happy to be there. Like, there was like a positive atmosphere. Like, I think everyone was just really happy, and overall I'm like so glad I took part in it. If there's like a music event that is happening near you in these COVID times with music that you love, I would 110% recommend trying to get tickets to it. For reference, the festival cost £130, so you just still have to pay for it. The bands were all UK based bands, I imagine, again because of COVID stuff, and the, like, I think some of the bands mentioned that it was literally been 4 weeks from when they got the call to when they were on stage, how like quick it came together, which, like, if you think about that, like orchestrating a festival for 10,000 people is no mean feat, particularly in 28 days. Yeah, it was all UK based bands. Yeah, I would just 100% recommend it. What I will say though, I don't want to leave on a bad note, but I am currently self-isolating. It was so funny, the person that I went with doesn't have the app on their phone, whereas I have the NHS app. That's how I scan through, but it also does the Bluetooth stuff. You know, I could have been camping 10 meters away from somebody that I've never seen, or I could have been stood next to them for an hour, I don't know, but I'm self-isolating and I could trace the date back to the Saturday that I was there, but honestly, it was worth it. It was so worth it. Oh my god, I had an absolute riot. It was fantastic. I can't wait for live music to be back. As I said, if there is something like this that happens again that I would be interested in, like, what's so funny is like when the Liverpool rave happened, that's not my scene, like that's not my vibe. I don't live near Liverpool either, but I would have loved to have been involved. And it's exactly the same thing. I've been chatting to a few people who like aren't into the music that was played at Download, and they were like, I know it wouldn't have been my scene, but I would have fucking loved it. I can understand people being a little bit worried about being around people and stuff, but honestly I feel like once you're there, it was brilliant. It was fantastic. I had a great time. I just wanted to sort of share my experience and say that, you know, it's not that rigorous. If anything, if they continue to do these sort of test pilot festivals or events. I didn't find it too intrusive or like too on it. But anyway, that was everything from me today. I hope you're having a fabulous day, whatever you're doing, and COVID sucks. See you later. Bye!